Welcome to this explainer. I am so glad you're here with us today. Look, if you work in senior care intake, I want to start by acknowledging something right out of the gate. You have one of the most operationally demanding, emotionally heavy jobs out there. Seriously, you are the front door for families who are often navigating one of the hardest transitions of their entire lives. You're balancing this deep, genuine empathy with the rigorous everyday demands of managing a business pipeline. And, quite frankly, it's exhausting. But today, we're going to look at a massive automation update that has just permanently changed the labor math for senior care operators.
I want you to picture a scenario that I know is all too familiar. Have you ever come out of a facility tour, one of those really deep, meaningful 2-hour conversations where you just poured your absolute heart into helping a family, only to get back to your desk and find a new inquiry, and not just any inquiry, but one that arrived an hour ago? You never saw it because, well, you were doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, being completely present with the family sitting right in front of you. It's the absolutely exhausting reality of trying to literally be in two places at once. So you sit down, you type out a thoughtful reply, you hit send, but deep down, you already know the response came too late. In this industry, an hour is an absolute eternity when a family is in crisis. That sinking feeling of a missed lead, it's completely crushing. But what if I told you that this exact moment, that agonizing gap between an inquiry and your response, has just been solved? Seriously, let's dive into this, because a system went live in June of 2026 that completely closes that gap. Section 1, Linear versus Goal-Oriented AI. This is a true paradigm shift introduced by the GoHighLevel AI Agent update. Let's contrast the old way of doing things with our new reality. Before this update, automation was powerful, sure, but it was strictly linear. You literally had to sit down and build a workflow, exhausting yourself trying to predict every single possible scenario a lead might throw at you. You know the drill. If they say X, go to path Y. If they say Z, jump to path A. It was rigid. It was clunky. But the new GoHighLevel AI agent changes this entirely. Instead of predicting every single path, you're now working with goal-oriented AI. The AI simply navigates the conversation dynamically to reach a clearly defined finish line. This new approach is just incredibly freeing for your daily operations. You literally just define your AI goals. You tell the system, hey, I want to book a tour, or I want to qualify the level of care they need, or move this lead to the right pipeline stage. And that's it. The AI agent reads what the family wrote, adjusts its response on the fly, and handles their follow-up questions completely organically, all without a human in the loop. It is actively working to achieve your specific goals while you are off giving that 2-hour tour. Moving on to Section 2, why context is everything, because understanding the real nuance of senior care is absolutely crucial. Okay, so here is the crucial piece, understanding the technical backbone that actually makes this nuanced communication possible. Alongside the AI agents, GoHighLevel launched what's called an MCP server. Now, please don't let the technical term intimidate you. An MCP server is simply technology that allows external AI assistants to read and write your CRM data in plain English. Think of it like a brain. It seamlessly connects your database to the AI, allowing it to truly understand the history and the specific situation of the person it's talking to. Just look at this highly specific scenario. The system doesn't just see a random name and an email address. It actually understands the context. It sees, this is a family asking about memory care for a parent still at home who had a fall last week, and they submitted at 8:47 p.m. on a Sunday. Just imagine the stress that family is under. It's Sunday night, their parent just fell, they are terrified, and they need help right this second. That plain English understanding prevents the system from sending out one of those robotic, totally tone-deaf messages like, thanks for reaching out, we'll get back to you Monday between 9 and 5. No way. That context changes the first response entirely. The AI actually grasps the human nuance. It can fire back a precise, caring, and urgent response that acknowledges the fall, validates their Sunday night anxiety, and starts qualifying their memory care needs right then and there. Section 3, the new intake math. This is where the financial impact becomes absolutely undeniable. Let's start with a baseline to put this into perspective. Say a typical senior care business receives about 30 inquiries a month. If you're stuck doing manual follow-up and missing those critical first-hour response windows, a standard 2% conversion rate is pretty common. That translates to roughly $2,400 a month. Let's be honest, that is a whole lot of effort for very little return. So let's put this side by side. We've got our 30 monthly leads. At a 2% conversion rate, as we just saw, you're sitting at $2,400. But
Look at what happens when you introduce an automated intake system, one that engages instantly, empathetically, and effectively. We are now targeting a 14% conversion rate. Walk through this math with me, because jumping from a 2% to a 14% conversion rate, it fundamentally changes the entire landscape of your business.
At a 14% conversion rate, those exact same 30 inquiries, no extra leads, mind you, now generate $16,800 a month. That is the sheer revenue potential you unlock simply by having a system that responds with context-aware intelligence the very second an inquiry comes in, 24/7. So, the absolute crucial point I want you to take away from this is that we're looking at a $14,400 difference every single month. And here's the kicker. This is not for more marketing spend. You didn't buy more ads. You didn't pay for more leads. This massive revenue jump comes entirely from the leads you are already getting. You're just closing the gap on those existing missed inquiries. It completely and totally transforms your unit economics. Which brings us to Section 4, your structural advantage, or how do you actually win your market? Starting in June 2026, when these AI agents officially went live, a tight window of opportunity opened up, and we are in that window right now. Over the next 12 months, the early adopters who actually go out and build this system are going to secure a massive local advantage. By the 18-month mark, those who integrated context-aware AI will have established structural market dominance. They'll have an insurmountable moat simply because their conversion economics will allow them to vastly outpace everyone else in their local market. So, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to really chew on. Will you adopt this new intake math today? Or will you just continue to manually juggle tours and emails, losing your existing leads to local competitors who already have the system running in the background while they sleep? Honestly, the cost of inaction has never been clearer. If you want to stop losing leads to the clock and start actually closing the families who already want your help, come find us at silvercord.io. You can book a quick call or just watch our demo to see exactly what this context-aware automated intake looks like in practice. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Until next time, take care and keep up the amazing work.